we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Bronx trails by 3. We've got Ryan Anderson. Chris Middleton is out there with Ricky Rubio. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Crowder in it, the 3 slot. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. Conley against Middleton. Here's Cousins. Gobert with the block. Crowder dishes to Gobert. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Middleton the pass to Anderson. And he jams it with authority.
My goodness, he sure can get off the ground.
One of the best in the business for sure. You're right.
I tell you what, he is an imposing finisher around the rim. He makes it look a little too easy. And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
Six to shoot. Fades and shoots. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It goes on Kenneth Faried. LeBron shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Both free throws good from Anderson.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line. And, you know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Atlanta calls timeout. With a whole new group out there. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Conley kicks to Cousins. The jump hook. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Cousins has got 6.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
George passes to Porzingis. And stolen by Cousins. Here's Jordan. The big dunk at the end of the break.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
There's the killer 2-handed slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Conley with a wide open look. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Iguodala, the pass to Porzingis. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Atlanta leading by 7. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler. Atlanta making some changes. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Cousins. Giannis Antetokounmpo comes in for Pierce. And it's Brooks in for Mike Conley. Here's Villanueva. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Villanueva's got his second bucket. And that's out of bounds. The Bronx will retain possession.
You can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Mozgov comes in for Fareed.
Oh, my word. Now, I have seen it all.
Are you sure? Maybe he has even more tricks up his sleeve.
Fellas, if he's got a better dunk than that one, I want to see it.
It's deflected. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Brooks with it. George picks him up. Villanueva against Rondo. The jump hook. That one a little long.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Villanueva with the bucket. Villanueva's got 9 points.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not do it.
Oh!
Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
Villanueva with his screen on Butler. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And Brooks, here we go. Bargnani. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Atlanta leads by 10. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. On the court for Atlanta, we got DeMarcus Cousins. Kenneth Fareed is out there with Pierce. Then it's Conley, and it's Jordan in the 2-guard spot. Pass to Porzingis. Back to George. Good on the shot. George has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Bronx. Conley kicks to Fareed. From 11 feet away, and the basket good. And Atlanta leads by 10.
And tired legs affect you at the defensive end first, and that's what we're seeing here.
You called it, Greg. As much offense as we saw early, we're seeing even more of it here late.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Here's Cousins. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Iguodala, the pass to Porzingis. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Cutting in for the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Atlanta calls timeout. Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, thank you. I got a chance to hear what Greg Popovich was saying to his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Butler with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. Anderson's shot is off.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And the basket by Pierce.
Didn't have any problem knocking that one down. Another defensive lapse leading to 2 more.
And Rubio kicks to Anderson. Power down with both hands.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Jordan dishes to Conley. Cousins, no one around him. His three-pointers off the mark.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Count it, and the Atlanta lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Jimmy Butler. Conley, the pass to Pierce. No good. Excellent D there from George. Butler kicks to Anderson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Atlanta.
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Aaron Brooks is checked in for Atlanta.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
George dishes to Anderson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
And he had the nice soft touch with it, too.
Here's Cousins. Gobert with the block. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Screen by Cousins. 6 on the shot clock.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And it's just one of those days, guys. He has just struggled to shoot the basketball.
George with the ball. He's picked up by Jordan. And George kicks to Anderson. Rubio outside. Looking for Anderson. He gets it there. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Screen by Fareed. Inside. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
Composed under pressure, and he's now 4 for 4 here in the fourth. Well, some really terrific numbers for Fareed. 15 points and 2 steals. Not missing much. In fact, hitting just about everything he's taken.
And Clark, the question is, how long can he keep it up? Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
On the wing, George. He kicks it to Anderson. From deep. And another miss by the Bronx. It's stolen by Gobert. Over to the wing. Anderson passes to Butler. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And so it's Atlanta with the W. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that